What's up, gamers? It's Low Budget Gamer here, and today we'll be trying F125. And as you can see, my specs are RTX 3050 laptop GPU with 4 GB of GDDR6 memory. My processor is 11 Gen i5 11320H at 3.2 GHz of clock speed, and my memory is 32 GB at 3200 mega transfer per second. My available RAM is 21.8 GB. That's due to my iGPU that shares the memory with it, but it won't affect the outcome. So let's get it on, let's try it. So we are in game right now. As you can see, I'm using 1080p full screen at NVIDIA with NVIDIA DLSS quality. Frame generation is right now off. Also, like, my detail preset is ultra high. It's of course ray tracing is on, but we'll turn it off and make it into custom because we know our GPU can't handle ray tracing anyway. Other than that, everything is on ultra high. You can see everything, every setting is on ultra high, and NVIDIA Reflex currently was off and I turned it on. So let's counter FPS now. As you can see, we are in game right now and we are getting around 24 FPS, and that's more like cinematic. Mind you, we are playing at ultra high settings. This is the top of the line setting and we are getting decent FPS, to be honest. For our card, like, it's a very good FPS, and DLSS quality is like, it doesn't have any simmering, it doesn't have anything in it. It looks perfect. The game's DLSS is very good and it's not at all like blurry or something like that. It's very clear, and I bet you guys can play it on like performance or something at ultra high if you want to go for 30 FPS 30 FPS gameplay. Since it's 28 FPS, we can probably reach 30 FPS or more in 20 FPS in performance DLSS, and I don't think the game will even look that bad or something like that. We're again gonna try ultra high, but we're gonna change our DLSS to performance and see how it performs. We are back at it again. We are getting the same FPS, to be honest. There's not much of a difference in performance DLSS. We are getting, to be honest, we are getting less FPS than before, or maybe because of the view. In this view we get like lower frames, and I know that everyone is gonna play in this view anyway. So it's like 20 FPS from this view, from the broadcasting camera. So I guess if you want to play the game at ultra high, you need to play it at a cockpit, or else you have to play, if you want to go for TV pod camera, you have to change the settings, because as you can see, it's giving us 20 FPS right now when we are playing at this camera setting. But it's weird. Our camera can do so much. We are gonna now change the DLSS back to quality, not performance. I was about to say performance or ultra performance maybe. And like, yeah, when you change settings, the game kind of lags a bit. The menu is a bit laggy, and we're gonna change the ultra max to ultra. Sorry, we are not using ultra max because ultra max won't be running in our PC. It's path tracing. I will try at the end still though. So how the path tracing goes, maybe my GPU bursts out from here and I catch myself on fire, but still I'll try it for you guys at the end of the video. But before that, I need to make some more setting changes. This is the setting that I'm going with. I'm gonna turn on reflex. As you can see, at high we are getting 5 FPS more, but I know we'll of course get more FPS as we go further down the line, because in the starting grid we do get lower FPS in this game. So let's just hope that we cross 30 FPS this time around. If you guys are in controller and if you're okay with playing at 30 FPS, you can go with 30 FPS for this game. Like, you can just play with a controller and 30 FPS will be okay for you. The game at high also doesn't look bad. It looks similar, to be honest. It looks good also. I know some of you are fond of RTX, but it's a competitive racing game, so I think users might need more FPS than rather than going for ray tracing and stuff. And as far as I can tell you, at high also the game looks very good. We are gonna look at how it performs in FSR, not FSR, I'm gonna use only DLSS, but we're gonna see how it performs in frame generation also. Especially this one I'm gonna try in frame generation, because this is giving around us 30 FPS. That means we can get around 60 FPS when we are using frame gen. But I'm worried about the VRAM. We are trying the high settings back again, but we are changing from quality to not ultra performance, of course. We are performance. My god, I'm stuck, aren't I? I'm going for performance DLSS right now. So let's go. I'll show you also the it keeps on. I'm gonna show you also the advanced setup. Ray tracing is off, lightning high, everything is high, you can see, and NVIDIA reflex is on. That's why it's showing custom. Other than that, it's on. So we are in game right now. We are actually achieving more than 30 FPS right now. That means we'll be getting more FPS soon after we go out from this starting line. I kind of forgot the name, to be honest. I haven't been playing racing games for such a long time. So we're getting around 34, 35, 36 FPS, 37. Yeah, we're getting in the mid 30s or the high 30s. You'll be getting more because you won't be recording, and when you're not recording, you'll be getting around 2 to 3 FPS more in this game. So it's 40 FPS, and if you're fine with playing at mid to high 30s, then you'll enjoy it, because like in performance DLSS also, as I said, there is no shimmering or artifacting or even blurriness. It looks decent, it looks good. The DLSS implementation of this game is on point, to be honest. And right now, like the teapot cam, as I said, if you want to go for the cockpit cam, you'll get much more FPS or frames than this. But if you're using teapot, you have to change some settings to get some decent FPS or frames. I kind of say again and again FPS and frames. So now we are gonna test at DLSS quality, and we confirm the changes, and we're gonna try at medium. Let's see how much FPS or frames we get in medium. I will indeed turn on reflex still to see how it performs. So we are back in the game. We are getting around,
okay, clutch out, go.
to be honest, we are getting in the start, we are getting 33 FPS of frames. It's similar to high performance DLSS, or it might even go more than that in the long run, since at the mid sectors we do get more FPS in this game. Only in the starting line or the starting grid we get no FPS. Yeah, we are getting more FPS in medium, at least like 2 to 3 FPS Yeah, we're getting 2 to 3 FPS more. This will be guaranteed 40 plus FPS more setting for you guys. If you want to like play in this medium settings, the game graphics, to be honest, doesn't have any difference. It still looks gorgeous, it still looks beautiful. I don't know how Codemaster does it, but even from high to ultra to medium, I kind of see the graphics, to be honest, the same. It looks similar, it looks beautiful no matter what, and you can still enjoy it in this setting too. And probably even low also won't be looking too bad, to be honest. Now we are back. We're gonna change the DLSS to performance to see if we can achieve 40 plus FPS, and then, to be honest, it'll be great to use frame generation with it. But I'm not gonna use frame generation in this one. I'm gonna use it at the end of the video, because when we use frame generation in this game, it kind of disables full screen, and you cannot use, like, yeah, as you can see, it shows some weird warnings also, even if I didn't change any settings. So performance is the one we'll go right now, at same medium settings, and not the cockpit view. We are gonna go for the TV pod view. As you can see, we are back in the starting grid again, and yeah, we are getting at 40 frames right now in the starting grid. And as you know, in the starting grid we get lesser FPS, and as we go further we do get more FPS or frames. I keep on saying FPS. I know it's FPS is fine, but I want to say it frames. And yeah, we are achieving 40 plus FPS, low 40s to high, yeah, we are going even high 40s sometimes, mid 40s, high 40s. Yeah, this is the perfect. This is perfect for at least our laptop. It's perfect to use frame generation. In other cases, when you have a better GPU, it's not perfect, but yeah, it's perfect. And as I said, performance DLSS doesn't look bad in this game. It looks great. It doesn't have any shimmeriness, it doesn't have any blurriness. It looks very good. Very good implementation of DLSS in this game. We are also going to try the low settings. Now we're gonna go DLSS quality again with 1080p, but we're gonna change the detail preset to low. Oh, there is ultra, there's low and there's ultra low also. So we're gonna go low and see how the game looks and how the game performs in it. So we are back again. The game, to be honest, looks fine. And starting grid, we are around 40 frames. And as you can see, as you know, in starting grade we do get lower frames. I was gonna again say FPS, but yeah, frames, we are getting low frames, and that means we are gonna get around 50 in the mid sectors or the last sectors. And even now the game looks very good. Even now it looks beautiful, and we are using quality DLSS. I'm not gonna go lower for lower DLSS with performance for low settings, but yeah, the game still looks beautiful. Like, I do notice some detail loss, but other than that, the textures, the reflection on the tire and lightning kind of looks similar. A bit lower, of course, we do lose some details, like a shadow. You can see the shadow is a bit like you need to be closer to notice the shadows, or else the shadow just vanishes. It's like you need to be near. But other than that, it's fine. If you want to enjoy the game, you can enjoy it in this. And even you can use frame generation. But my still best setting will be medium at performance DLSS, because in the the shadows looks much better than this one, and also like we are getting the same FPS. We're not reaching 50 frames in here also. So now I'm gonna use 1080p DLSS quality at ultra low settings, and we're gonna count the FPS now. I hope we do get 60 FPS in ultra low at least, without any form of, like, frame gen. So we are back again. We are getting around 46 in the starting grid. That means we are above 40 in this one. And even here we only notice there is graphical changes in the shadows. Other than that, the also the reflection is a lot worse than before, and it runs on 30 FPS or lower frames. The reflection you can see when it goes, you can notice that it runs on lower frames. Yeah, even in a tire you can notice that. Other than that, it still looks amazing. It still looks good. Very low also looks good. Yeah, we are achieving 50 lower 40 to lower higher 40 to lower 50 0.50. That means we are getting 2-3 FPS more, as I said, because of recording. You can use this setting if you want with frame generation. It will give you much better boost. But if you want to have the looks, and if you're not playing the game competitively, then to be honest, you're not going to use frame generation anyway. And also, you can enjoy the graphical fidelity with frame gen using medium and frame gen settings. That will be much better for you, if I may say. So I had to restart the game because FSR doesn't work without restarting the game. I'm using Windows full screen at DLSS performance, and also frame generation is on. Why am I using Windows full screen? That's because frame generation doesn't let you use full screen. I don't understand why that's in this game, to be honest. So in the graphic settings I'm using medium preset. Everything is in medium. I'm not changing anything, and reflex is on in this case. The game, as FSI is on, the reflex is on, I believe. So we are back. As you can see, at the starting grid itself we are going 60 plus frames, and we know that we'll be reaching 70. Right now we are using frame generation. I do notice some artifacting in the mirrors and also in the back of the front car. So I guess there is some artifacts for using frame generation in this game, at least in 40 FPS. As I said, in 40 frames we are always gonna have some kind of issues like this arising anyway. So if you can play with it, you can enjoy it in 68-70 frames. And if you cannot do that, if it's distracting you, then I would suggest go for very low, or just go for medium 40 frames per second kind of video, and that will be fine to you. As far as I know, in this one, there is no blurriness for frame generation. It doesn't cause any blurriness at least in the game. It still looks good. It still looks great. And I suggested medium settings only because in the lower settings you can see the reflections are running at much more lower frame than even this. In this one also it's running around 30 frames or something like that. The reflections are going around 30 frames. But in very low and low, very ultra low and low, these reflections are going maybe around 16 frames or something, because it's very laggy, the reflections. And just for the gag, just for the fun of it, we are gonna use path tracing in RTX 3050 just for the gag of it. I know it cannot handle it, so I'm not gonna go for very high settings. I'm just gonna go for ultra performance. I'm gonna turn frame generation off. We're gonna use full screen because we need the maximum performance in this scenario, or else we're gonna bottom it out totally. We're gonna bottom it out anyway. Yeah, it's reverse. Shut up and just let me change the settings. It's like the menu is so slow. I don't know why. So yeah, time for the Ultra Max settings, and we are gonna use path tracing with ray tracing. Yeah, path tracing includes everything. Why do you even need to say that? It's you do. They don't even let you choose it. They don't. They are just gonna say you have to use everything. You just have to use everything. We're gonna still turn NVIDIA Reflex on, and guys, it's time.